Hey guys, this is Ariel at Hair Benders North Shore. So I'm going to be explaining some styles for you today inspired by Star Wars movies for May the 4th. I'm going to be doing the voiceover today, so I'll explain the styles for you, but these are also done by my coworkers Brooke and Kayla. Feel free to come see us at any time at our Fraser location. We would love to see you and hope you enjoy. Okay, so we're going to start with the first style, which is based on Princess Leia's hair in Return of the Jedi. You'll need 4 hair ties, lots and lots of bobby pins, as many as you think you might need. Some hairspray is always a good idea, and I think that's about it. Some twine or leather cord if you feel like adding it. So we started by sectioning the hair in half, splitting it into 2 large sections in the back. And now we are sectioning it off into pie-shaped sections. 2 on each side, which is going to equal 4 total. So we're doing a 3-strand braid going down the back. If you're not sure how to do a 3-strand braid, then just put it into YouTube. That's probably the easiest way to learn. I'm using just a little bit of hairspray. Her hair is very layered, so that's just going to help it stay in that braid. Using a clear elastic to secure the ends, and we are just going to repeat that on the other 3 sections. All of these sections are coming straight down the back as well. So now that you have those secure, we're going to start with some twine. Like I said, you could use some twine, you could use leather cord, you could use an old shoestring, anything. I use some leather cord, and it is 4 lengths of her hair. We started at the top and we basically just tied a knot and twisted around a couple of times, and then we are just going to crisscross all the way down. There is no exact way to do this, so whatever is best for you. You can see the clear elastic right there. I keep going down further because I know that's going to keep that hair attached. So if you want to clip the clear elastic out, you can just use a little pair of shears and clip that out of the way. Okay, so now we're going to pull it over the top like a crown. I'll spin her around so you can see. We are securing it with bobby pins and just kind of tucking those ends a little bit to hide them. A little bit of hairspray never hurt. And we are repeating the exact same thing on the other side. So yeah, that little tail is still sticking out, but you can just use the other braid to tuck that under and wrapping it right behind the other one. We're going to use the bobby pin to secure right at the end, and then use our next one to tuck those ends behind that other braid. Okay, so this is a trick as well. You can use an opened up bobby pin, so pull it open a little bit where it's more like a hairpin or a hairpin. And you can pin those 2 braids together, and that will keep them from coming apart. Okay, so the last bit, this is going to be twisting those last 2 braids into kind of cinnamon buns. We're just wrapping around with the center being where the braid ends and using pins to secure as we go. That last pin is just to get rid of any excess hair that kind of pokes out on the bottom. I'm just hiding that end and that one more to secure. Okay, for this style, we are going to do a ready-to-wear version of Princess Leia's famous buns. I'm sure everybody's familiar with that. For this one, a little bit of hairspray, 2 elastic hair ties, and a couple of bobby pins. Oh, and also thin tooth comb would be perfect. We're going to use it, but also to tease. So I'm sectioning in front of the ears into 2 opposing sides. So we have one coming to the right over the ear, and I'm going to secure it right above the ear like a pigtail, leaving out the baby hairs, which just softens the look. So we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Pulling out some of those baby hairs. So I'm using a little bit of dry texturizing spray actually right here, but you can use hairspray. And we're doing a quick back comb on either side to give it some texture. On this one, the messier the better. So now we're gonna take this section of hair and we're gonna twist, just like you would in a cinnamon bun. And every about quarter of a turn, we're gonna place a pin in there to secure. Obviously, she needed another one right here, so don't be afraid to put an extra pin. Messy is key. All right, so I have that one the way I want it. So now we're gonna repeat on the other side. So what I'm doing right now that I have them both secure, is really just kind of looking in the mirror and tweaking each side, kind of spraying and pulling out just to make everything match, and then teasing a little bit on the front and the back just to messy it up. And that's it. Okay, so the next style that we're working on is Rey's iconic hair from some of the newer Star Wars films. For this, you'll need some hair ties, some clear elastics, some hairspray, and some bobby pins again. We're gonna start with a small section on top. So once you elastic the top section, you can use your thumbs to separate one more section behind it, taking the hair from the previous section in with that. So creating just one pony at the top of the head. Securing that with an elastic. And then you're gonna create what they used to call a soccer bun, which is basically pulling half of it through on that last loop and then leaving the tail out to create just kind of a tiny loop. And we'll just put that hair over to the side to use again. So now we'll use our thumbs to section the next part and comb that, creating the same little soccer bun loop. And then we're gonna repeat that one more time in that last section, taking the rest of the hair. So for this, ideally you would have medium to long hair. My model here actually has a lot of layers, which was a little more difficult to get everything to stick in. That's why we're using the hairspray, but we made it work. So you're gonna take the remaining hair and loop around or twist around the band, pinning and hairspraying. The longer your hair, obviously, the less hairspray you'll have to use. Pins should just work. And we are gonna repeat that through the other two loops. So yeah, don't be afraid to use pins. You can see those little stragglers hanging out, and that's perfectly fine. That's just the more layered spraying to get all the flyaways out of the way. And we have a completed Rey look. If your hair is a little shorter, you could absolutely just do the top 2 knots and leave the bottom down, which would be just as cute. This next style that we are doing is Princess Leia inspired from the scene with Jabba the Hutt, with multiple braids. This is just kind of a funky version, something updated. So what we're gonna start with is placing the hair on top in a ponytail and then sectioning a triangular shaped section underneath it and pulling it also up into the pony. So then we're gonna take these 2 small sections on the side and do just the regular 3-strand braid. We're gonna 3-strand braid the triangular section on top and in the middle that came together in the pony and secure with an elastic. So at this point, we're gonna blouse the hair out in the braid. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna use your fingers starting at the bottom and taking the loops on each outside and gently pulling. So that's just gonna make the braid a little bigger, a little more boho. So then we're gonna use these braids on the side to wrap the center pony. And again, this is fun and funky and fresh. Definitely keep it messy and fun. So we've split the bottom that was left out into 2 sections, and we're gonna braid those and blouse out as well. We've now taken it and are putting it up into the top pony. So you'll have that braid underneath as well as in the ponytail. Using any excess hair to wrap around the braid. So Kayla actually here has left out a tiny piece, which is kind of like that Padawan braid. So you can kind of pin a couple of those up, leave 1 or 2 down. This is really just fun and messy and super, super cute for going out.